Hello, everybody, and welcome to RocketCast. Today, I'm joined with Biggie, as usual.
Yeah.
There you go. And we got Psycor on the line. How you doing, Cy?
Pretty good, man. How you guys doing?
We're doing all right. I mean, despite the constant mental torture from Biggie.
What are you talking about, dude?
It's just who you are. It's what you do.
What do you mean, dude? Say it with your chest. What are you trying to say, Dave? Huh?
I'm trying to say that you're an awful human being, and you are a waste of the oxygen with which you respirate.
Dude, what did I do to you, bro?
Oh my god!
A lot of things.
Do we have to have like a? This is going to be a rocket shrink session.
Hold on, dude. I'm looking for flights right now, dude.
No, see, because this is the It's always this. It's this dude guy, bro, and it's never from the heart, you know.
Everything I do is from the heart, man.
You just tell me what I want to hear.
That's not true. If you learned anything a couple days ago, the day before yesterday, you know that's fucking not true at all.
He wears his heart on his sleeve.
All right, dude.
God,
round trip to Dave's house, $400. I'll be there in 5 hours and 20 minutes, homie.
Let's go. You said you were going to come this last weekend. You didn't.
Dude, that's because you called it off. You bitched out. You bitched out, dude.
Not.
You bitched out. You bitched out, dude. You bitched out.
All right, so we've got some interesting developments in the RBX.
Oh boy.
Tell us what you got, Cy.
Well, I mean, it's the usual stuff: releases and
deliverables.
Sorry, I'm distracted.
Oh, that's good for a podcast.
Let me go through my list here because there's actual good shit. Oh shit!
This dude brought literature.
Oh shit! He's got notes.
That's why he's the main man with the plan, dude. He has notes.
Somehow whatever. So yeah, I was actually on a voice chat in our Telegram group. There was only like a handful of people though. I kind of just gave them an update on stuff. But so right now our token bridge is actually working really well. There's a slight issue with people using hardware wallets, but basically just going to start putting in a warning right now for that. We need to rework some of the signing code, just because hardware wallets, they just seem to be a pain in general with doing signatures and stuff like that. But yeah, other than that, the bridge is working pretty well. People have been, able to use it to help equalize the prices on both chains, so that's really exciting. Even though we've put in a 10,000 token limit per transaction, it's actually still worked quite well. So it's really showing how well you can have a token when executed properly that lives on two chains. So that gives me lots of confidence to continue to release across the next two chains, which is probably going to be Matic and AVAX, possibly Arbitrum. I got to check again the volume. Apparently, the volume has died down a bit on Arbitrum, but yeah, those are that's probably where we're gonna go. And then again, distracted. Sorry. So we've been doing nice little updates to the UI. The Dex right now is working fantastically and very smoothly. Been getting a lot of good feedback. So at this point, we're just kind of like adding extra little features and stuff like that, and some small tweaks here and there. Something that was pretty big that was missing was showing the price impact that your trade was going to have. And honestly, that even to me, like I would have to go to Pancake Swap and check the price impact before putting the trade through on RBX change. Um, so that part is solved now. So like at least for me, I don't need to fiddle around with any other exchanges, and I can just use that. Um, but one of the things I've noticed is that we put on there on the exchange in the Dex part, like, oh hey, you can use this across 12 different chains, and I think people realize that that's the case, but there doesn't seem to be a lot of action on that front, and like
No.
yeah, like people, like some people know, but it's like it's not highlighted. Um, so what we're gonna do, and somebody was I think it was John actually, had suggested like putting a drop down list, and I think that is going to really help kind of like highlight the fact that hey, you can trade on basically every chain out there with us. So we're going to be adding that a drop down list. You can select one of the chains that you can trade on. So far it's about 12. It's 12 actually, 12 chains you can trade on, and each of the chains, like, it still goes and finds you the best price across the different dexes that are live in those chains. So like even like Qcoin community chain, there's like 2 or 3 dexes. It just pulls them, makes sure that you get in a good price, and go ahead and trade.
The best of the two. No, I've seen some of that. I mean, I've seen people praising your work kind of out in the wild.
Oh really?
That, and I'm doing my best to spread it around the seedy underbellies that I hang out in. But it's getting noticed. I just don't know. You're right. It's not being forefronted enough.
Yeah, like Sushi Swap, for example, they did this whole thing like when they started moving or expanding to like other chains and stuff like that, and like a big fanfare. And honestly, we haven't really done that. I think some people think that the Dex is still in beta, and it's not. Like it is a fully functional, completely working Dex.
I haven't done anything. When was the last day? Like the 18th, 2 weeks ago, was the last time I traded on anything other than RB Exchange.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah,
That's good to know that we use our own products.
well, that no, I'm saying, my biggest, actually, I think I'm on recording here griping about Pancake Swap was every time you did anything, you had to refresh the damn page and start over. And I've never had, outside of some initial bugs and that kind of stuff, the occasional cache clear,
Yeah.
which from you pushing new stuff, I haven't had any problems.
That's
Have
great.
you ever tried to use Thor Swap?
Nice. Yes, actually, I have.
That shit's actually garbage.
Well, just recently, I attempted to use Thor Swap to, I don't know, it was about $1,000, to move from Ethereum over to BSC, and I ended up actually going through a centralized exchange because Thor Swap was trying to charge me 18% of my money.
Yeah. Yeah. The interesting thing about Thorchain, like, I really like the concept, and what they're doing, and like how they're putting it together. But yeah, doing cross chain transfers is expensive. And I think that it might be. I don't know if they are just charging too much in the fees, or there's not enough people like staking, being part of like their nodes and stuff like that, in order to bring the price down. Um, the good thing for anybody is that they can, like, right now I'm taking a look at their staking pool for Ether. You can stake and get 26% APY on Ether, which is like really hard to find because everybody's got Ether, so everybody stakes it on Aave, on Curve, etc. So it's always
Mhm.
it almost always has the lowest interest rate. Uh,
Because
you know,
everyone's in it, diluting
yeah,
it out.
exactly.
Yeah, I
They're all
got you.
looking for USDC, like stable coins. Um, it's funny, like the stable coins typically have a higher interest rate than Ether.
Hmm.
So because there's demand for it, that's what it is.
Yeah, I get you.
Yeah. Um, so yeah, that is an unfortunate thing with Thor swap or just Rune Thor chain.
Just say what it is. The competition.
Yeah, they are the competition. They're just doing things differently. How we're doing the bridging is less complicated than them. Like, their whole deal was they wanted to have it completely decentralized. They decentralized everything and shit like that. And they have a very complex system that seems to be working well. I do applaud them. But again, the user experience, like every time, I still have not completed one successfully because I never feel confident. I also haven't spent a crap ton of time trying to use it, but like I had never felt confident putting in a trade. Like, I didn't know if I was doing it right, and it wasn't intuitive and it wasn't
Well, and
easy.
I think that's why Biggie was bringing it up. Was I sent him a message at like 9:45 in the morning saying, "Hey man, this Thor swap won't connect to my wallet. This is bullshit." And then like 2 hours later, I finally got it to work. I had to restart everything. I had to restart the computer. And I said, "Hey, they're trying to charge me like 18.4% to swap straight across." Um, God damn it! And then it was, yeah, it was, and it wasn't like I was going from one, low cap to another where they didn't have supply or they didn't have. It was Ethereum to BNB, and it was 18.4%. So I ended up just spending the gas fees and sending it onto a centralized and buying and selling, and I think I lost a percent, 1, 2, 3. I didn't do the math on what I actually got out, but I know that final tally was I received 1.95 BNB as opposed to like 1.58, 1.61, something like that.
As far as like the
As far as what I actually got out, what I got on the BSC side.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah.
Final tallies, yeah. Going through a CEX saved me 0.35 BNB. Which, if you're moving 10 grand is negligible, but I was moving $1,000,
Yeah. Well, the thing
which
is,
is
if
much
they're,
more common, I think.
I would say so, but with some of these, so with, like, bridging, the issue is usually like liquidity if you're trying to move like a lot,
Right.
um, and the fees. Like, there's this one service. They're centralized, but they use like smart contracts and they automate everything. It's a non KYC bridging, and it's pretty cool. And I had to use it just because I was in a bind like 6 months ago. I had all this Matic and I needed to move Matic, and I needed to to bring it back into Ether, and they had a Matic to Ether bridge, and it was so goddamn expensive. I mean, I think they charged me almost 20% just to move, and it was like, yeah, it was like a grand, couple grand or something. And I'm just like, Jesus Christ. The only reason I did it, and no, and then it took forever. like I thought I was just like, well, that's it. I got had, you know. It took like almost the like 4-5 hours or something, 6 hours before it finally cleared and showed up on Ether. And I'm like, wow, this is a terrible experience. Not only did they just charge me straight up the derriere, you know, they also
Who was it?
forever. I'm trying to remember. I don't know. I can look it up. They have like the most pairs of any non KYC centralized bridge, but they also charge the most that I've seen. Like it was just like unnecessarily expensive, is what it felt
Well,
like.
and
Well, they know who they are. Your bridge is trash.
No, I'm saying, you know, compare. We have a working bridge. It's in beta. You know, we got some brave souls testing it out.
No one's lost any money.
Nobody's lost any money. You've made sure of that. You've been very on top of that.
Yeah.
But you know, Thor, what were they sitting at? 1.8 billion?
4.2.
4.2. There you go.
And your exchange is trash.
Well, that too. But it's, you know, as far as value for money, I don't know why everyone isn't jumping into RBX. It just makes sense.
I'll give them this, dude. Their like UI is pretty nice. I'll give them that. But like when you get to actually using it, the shit's dog shit, dude.
Well, and I think that's why I jumped. That Thor swap was a recommendation from you, wasn't it?
Yeah, 100%, because it looks sweet. I've never actually used it,
and that's what happened. Was I clicked on the link
you know what looks good? Arby's.
No, actually, Arby's is the exact opposite direction I try to go.
But you said, hey, check this out. It's a cross-chain swap. I clicked on it. I looked at the UI. I said, oh, okay, I might use this in the future. And then when it came time to actually use it, I'm like, oh, well, I'm not listening to Biggie anymore.
No, dude.
No, you feel like this bridge.
I feel like shut the fuck up. I feel like
oh my goodness.
I feel like that there's a lot of that going on in crypto, right? Like they spend a bunch of money, or maybe they don't. Maybe they have an in-house UI guy, and they just like take a pile of dog shit and dress it up.
Yeah, they don't have the time to
like they don't like the actual nuts and bolts, because we all know the devil's in the details. Yeah. The devil was in fucking Dave getting ripped off, or fucking Psy paying a couple grand just to bridge his Matic over back to ETH, right. Which is ridiculous, right? Because Matic's just like a layer 2.
Right. It should cost you maybe 10% more than the gas fee itself.
No, dude. It should, it's fucking garbage. Most of these crypto projects, Cardano included, are fucking dog shit.
Great. Now we're back into fucking Biggie rants about other projects.
Well, no, it's not even that. It's just like they have great ideas, right? Yeah. But in the actual execution, that's what matters. Like, and this is kind of outside like the current like meme coin thing that's going on, right? But like when it comes to actually using something, or like the actual utility of something, most of these are fucking horrible.
Well, and speaking of shining up a turd, I'm on PooCoin right now, and the biggest banner ad I've ever seen is for Thor swap.
Let's go.
It's and all they've got is a ×4 in 1 month. They've got, some basic reward stuff. They're basically telling how all the minor stuff and none of the meat and potatoes. It's all the dressing.
Here's a little something. If people want like some real info about like some coins they're looking at, go to livecoinwatch.com. Not sponsored, but could be a sponsor if they ever wanted to hit us up.
Yeah.
Of this podcast. They have great it's like CoinGecko or Coin Market, whatever, CMC, but better. It's a great fucking
iteration.
website. For example, God damn it. Okay. For example, all these quote unquote Shiba billionaires, for all the Shiba exchanges put together, the total liquidity in Shiba is only 86.664 million. So if any of those billionaires, say, wanted to cash out, they couldn't.
Yeah, liquidity. I think that's something that a lot of people don't understand. People are used to. I mean, they see a chart and they think they can trade at that price. Just because the price is X doesn't mean you're going to get X. You're going to get X minus another percentage. Some, and it's not just the trading fees. It's just the fact that there needs to, for these trades to happen, there has to be a person on the other side willing to buy what you're selling.
Well, that, and I just I ran some quick numbers here. So Dogecoin, which I don't need to explain what it is, but I just pulled up that live coin watch. I'm looking at the total liquidity. Did you know that Dogecoin, the liquidity involved can only buy 360 Lamborghinis?
Oh my.
That's
okay,
it.
Here's a question.
No, because now I'm going to look up how many cars Lamborghini produced last year.
Hold on. Here's a question, Sai, because you're probably the only sober one on this podcast. How hard does volume play into that equation? Because so for example, like the biggest exchange right now is Coinbase Pro for Shiba.
Yeah.
Their liquidity is 10 million, but their volume is 1.2 billion. So does volume play into I mean, I guess if you're dumping all at once, not really, right?
Yeah. I think you're trying to lead me into something here, but
no, I'm not, because I'm not.
The entire
I'm not decided on what you're leading me into yet. So
the entire liquidity of Dogecoin would only buy up 4% of all of Lamborghini's production for 2021.
Yeah.
Everything. All of it.
What kind of Lambos are we talking about here?
All right.
I'm just looking at total production numbers. I put in an entry price of $200,000.
All right.
So that's your Huracan, that's your Urus, that's your if you own the entirety of Dogecoin, you would only own 360 Lambos.
Well, you would also there wouldn't be a market if you own
you wouldn't even own any Lambos. You wouldn't even own a cardboard box.
It's not even one per day. But
yeah.
But you're saying that, but there's people who own on paper half that in Doge.
Okay, let me go over this before you keep going, because it's I get what you're saying, right?
Yeah.
But it's the same.
It's the stupidest fucking analogy I've ever made, but let's go.
Size sounds so disappointed in us. Like, what the fuck? Dude, I know what you think I was trying to lean into, and I'm not. I promise you I'm not.
That's fine. It was a good lead-in if it was. So look at... all right, so you got the top 3 richest people. You've got Bezos, Gates, I think, and then
you forgot about Elon, dude.
He's in the top 3?
No, he was like the one.
No way.
Yeah, he was like, hold on.
I'm looking it up right now. Top 100. Let's see what Forbes.
Dude, he's worth over 300. I think Bezos ain't worth that. Bezos.
He was like the top. He was like 150, I thought.
Yeah, Bezos is worth 195.9, and Elon's worth 300.
No way. No.
Yeah.
No.
Way.
No. Where are you getting that data?
From the fucking Google, dude.
The Google.
Did you know Bezos is only 5'7"? Dude's a fucking softie.
Hey man, shut the fuck up.
How tall is Elon Musk, dude?
I don't know. He looks like he's tall, actually. Well, okay. Let's actually talk about something here. You've got people like Jeff Bezos. Whatever. Take the top 10 billionaires,
Dude,
right?
Elon's 5'11", bro.
Oh, just fuck me, right?
He's fucking bagged, Jeff Bezos, dude.
Yeah. Liquidity is important, but it's like Jeff Bezos wouldn't be able to sell. Like most of these people's net worth is tied up in stock. So,
Of course.
like here, I'm looking at Forbes. They're saying 177 billion for Jeff. Okay, he can't get 177 billion in cash because if he dumped all of it, because it's all stock, it's all almost a lot of it's going to be Amazon stock. He would tank the price, and he would probably. I mean, he'd still probably get like, I don't know, 20 billion. Like I don't know what the slippage on that, but that's actually not how that's not how you sell that much stock anyway. So here's the thing. Like you've got these people with SHIB, with Doge, they're billionaires on paper. With Doge, I know that there's like one dude that owns like half the supply or something, or a third of the supply.
Well, with
there's no
SHIB,
way.
With SHIB, you've got the top 20 owners owning 75% of the supply.
Yeah, see, like that's not something that would make sense to me. Like, I wouldn't buy that simply because, well, they control so much of it. They're not really accountable to. Like, you don't know when they're going to sell, and they're just basically going to be living off of you. Like. But there's a whole bunch of other things dealing with shit, like the fact that it doesn't do anything, like the shit, But I'm not here to just talk shit about projects. What I'm getting at is that if you get to like those numbers that you just put out as far as like SHIB and Doge, like the amount of liquidity, it's like what between $70 to $80 million of liquidity. Like that's a good amount, right? Like yeah, the market cap is always going to be higher. It happens the same way with stocks. But like if you own let's go with Apple, right? I don't know what the market cap of Apple is, but let's say it's $1 billion. I know it's more, but let's say it's $1 billion, right? That's because if you multiply all the shares times the current price, you get $1 billion. Okay. Now, if you were to sell it all, you can't get $1 billion in cash. Okay, that's valid. But the people that own large amounts of these, at least from a traditional finance perspective, you don't want to sell. You don't want to dump all your Apple stock, right? Because these are, first of all, the tax implications. But second of all, it actually, it's collateral. Like you're not holding Apple to sell it. You're holding it for your portfolio, and then you can borrow against Apple. What are you guys shit talking in the back?
Dude, shut the fuck up, Dave. Dude, Sam's imparting wisdom. Pretty much, these billionaires can't get billions of dollars in cash because it doesn't work that fucking way, you fucking idiots.
Well, I know that. That's why I'm explaining. You don't even have a Lambo for each day of the year.
We gotta explain this to the common SHIB holder, dude.
What I'm getting at...
They're not gonna listen to
Shut up, Dave. He's getting at something.
No,
sorry. Keep going.
This was a rough one.
Not as rough as last one.
The last one I was on? Yeah.
No, the last one we recorded.
Oh.
Dave's not a fan of Hugh.
Okay, we're not gonna talk Hugh. I like Hugh. I just don't He's not podcast material. Keep going, Cy. Let's go.
Oh boy. Yeah. And I'll finish this and do a quick update. I'm getting the hell out of here because I got to get back to work. But so with stuff like that, you have to make sure that the asset that you've grown into such a huge market cap can be used like any other asset, right? So like I'm completely aware of that disparity of the market cap versus the liquidity and yeah, that like when you're trading shit coins and stuff like that, like that's something that's important because the shit coin is literally a shit coin for a reason. You can't do anything with it other than sell it.
There needs to be some kind of intrinsic value backing up the price of it.
Exactly. Or you have to be able to do something with it. So
otherwise you just bought into a Ponzi.
I mean, yeah.
If you boil it all the way down, yeah.
Yeah, Ponzi, pyramid, hybrid. Yeah, I mean, like that's what kind of what finance is, but they're all willing participants, at least ideally.
Right.
So, but
right.
You know that we'll get into that some other time. But so like okay, look at Chainlink, right? The market cap of Chainlink versus the amount of liquidity available, it's also going to have a disparity. But people don't want to dump their Chainlink. Well, first of all, because there's an actual use for it. And second of all, is because you can post up your Chainlink tokens as collateral and then borrow USDC or Ether or really anything out there and free up your cash that way. So you don't really have to sell your link in order to use the cash from that.
Right.
And I think that may be missing with some of these really high market cap shit coins. You've got stuff like SHIB. I actually don't know if there's a place where you can borrow against your SHIB. But it's a big problem in shit coins and altcoins. Let's just call them, micro caps, right? Nobody's going to let you borrow against those coins because the volatility is huge, and also there may be a situation where somebody can own a lot of it, dump it all. Like there's no safe way to do that. Not in general. So that's the problem with that. So being able to borrow against your collateral like that has been a goal. Like people have asked for us, they're like, are you going to be able to borrow and stuff like that? I think that they're just thinking about lending protocols. I don't know if they're thinking like what I'm about to say, but like the idea is like you hold all your RBX, you hold all your carbon, you stake it, you generate income from it, and then you'll also be able to borrow against it. Like there's a reason to hold all of these things, not just waiting for the price to go up so you can sell when someone comes in and buys a huge chunk. Like right now it's like that, right? Just like any other small cap, but ultimately it has to. The goal is to get price stable enough so that people feel comfortable just holding it and doing things with it, and that I think
right. Well, that and being able to do things with it, not dependent on the current price.
Exactly. Yeah.
As a way to look towards the future. But yeah, just like you're saying, everything needs, in order for it justly to gain that kind of following, it needs to have something behind it.
Yeah, exactly. There has to be some reason for it to exist. Chainlink, I always, bring them up because their use case is incredible. And when they first came out and, people were, when it was first getting shilled, like Chainlink was like pennies right now, back then. And
yeah,
they just thought it was crap, and they thought it was just going to be another vaporware thing. And no, they pulled through. They did, they're like one of the most important projects out there. So, whoever got in at that time, obviously is doing fantastic now. But
they're as far as what's
Chainlink long term,
right. As far as what's out there, they're 14th as far as market cap size. And they've got more liquidity than the top 4 spots above them.
On what, like Uniswap and stuff like that?
Well, I'm still on that live coin watch thing. I'm just looking at just straight across the board numbers. But they've got more liquidity than Uniswap, quite a bit, like 3 times as much. They've got more than Luna. They've almost got as much as USDC.
Yeah. So it's a very liquid asset. And any of these lending platforms, you can go on there, you can post up your chain link. You know, if you got $100,000 worth, you can put it all up there and more than likely borrow like up to probably 50-60% of the value, which is huge, you know. Like that means it's a real fucking asset.
Well, so. It's still not at the level that you'd get, say, out of a physical asset, but that comes with time. You know, that comes with adoption, that comes with more and more people getting into the space and recognizing the value that crypto gives.
Yeah.
And that amount that you're able to borrow against will inherently increase. You know,
and we're there. That's the thing.
Right.
Like,
right.
I remember, you know, us talking 6 months ago, 7 months ago, and just thinking like very cautiously. I remember saying, I think we are at the cusp here of adoption, and we are there already. Like, you've seen how you look at the market in general, and it's fine. Like, I barely hold any fiat or USDC. I just don't want it. And I think that a lot of people feel that way, you know, with the whole inflation issues and stuff like that. And it's gotten to be really normal to just hold your crypto and you just deal with the price movements. And there's so many more people coming into the space. Like, there's enough inflow of people and enough volume, and it's gotten into the popular zeitgeist, you know, the psyche.
Yeah.
You know, just in general, everybody knows what it is.
I'd say, one of the major, aside from some other political foibles, I'd say 2021 is going to be remembered mainly for crypto adoption. You know, if you go 10 years down one, you got your GME stuff, and you know, it's going to be, I see it shaking out as a major financial upheaval point. You know, a check mark on history's books for one, not just, you know, crypto adoption and not just people kind of taken back against the financial structure as it exists, but two, think of how many 17, 18, 24-year-olds have been onboarded this year and taught a crash course, but about the way that, you know, finance boiled down works. It's 30 years ago, a 22-year-old had nothing to do with it, and now a 22-year-old has all of this information, all of these options directly at their fingertips. You know, everyone can kick themselves for not getting into crypto in, you know, 2015, you know, whenever the hell, whatever year you want to pick on the calendar.
Yeah.
But that option is available now. And it's so widespread that you're you know, I got my sister texted me about buying Shiba. she's never been, you know, which to me is a huge sell signal, but you know, it's out there and it's in your face.
You know,
if you're on the internet, you're going to hear about it.
Yeah. like you would think that your sister asking you about buying SHIB would be like a top signal, um, but this time it feels like it feels more like adoption versus being overheated.
Okay.
To I mean, I'm not saying that you should buy SHIB. Like I'm looking at the chart, and I wouldn't touch that
I'm
shit
not
with
gonna buy shit.
I wouldn't touch that with your poll. And
Yeah.
like this would be a horrible time to buy. I would say. I mean, it's probably going to go up. Who knows? Like last week, I think looking at the chart, it was like a week ago. If you would have bought right now, you would have made a shit ton of money. But that's just kind of how it is. Um, but yeah, it just to me it just seems like everything you just said, man. People are real comfy with crypto now, so it's a good thing.
It's not a well as much as the mainstream is trying to continue to paint it as only criminals and illicit
Oh, they're totally failing
transaction. Oh, yeah. It's off. No, that narrative is gone.
Yeah, everybody knows.
There is nothing they can do to get that narrative back under control.
Oh yeah, completely agree. Which is great. That means we made it.
Yes. Yeah. No. Honestly, it's a huge turning point.
Yeah. So that's exciting.
But they're still trying.
Yeah. Oh yeah, they are. They keep like that. Gary Gensler. He, anytime he gets a chance, he likes to talk about, you can't just have DeFi without regulation, like that.
Well, that's because you're in charge of regulation, buddy.
Yeah.
You want to keep your job.
Cares. Yeah. Like DeFi's just it doesn't matter if you try to regulate. Nobody gives a shit. They're just going to keep going and doing this.
And they'll find a back door because the millions of people involved are smarter than the one guy trying to tamp it down.
Yeah. And on top of that, you can't. Like, there's no backdoor needed. It's just there. They'd have to shut down the internet, and we know how well that goes. But anyway, yeah. So overall, it's a good thing. I think the market's healthy, and I think we'll be, we're going to see a lot of growth over the next 10 years.
That's outstanding. I mean, I know I'm going to be sticking around. I always feel like kind of the latecomer, because I did jump in this year, but it's I've always had trouble sticking to one thing, keeping my mind focused on something, and this has grabbed my attention more than anything in a long time.
Good. I'm glad you're still here with us. For those listening, Dave's been with us basically since the start, which is great.
Day 2, buddy.
Mm-hmm. I'm glad to have you here, man.
Day 2, homie.
Bullshit, Biggie. I call that
shit. I came in super late at like day fucking 500, dude. That's when I got here.
Mm-hmm. Fucking 150 years or 150 days in the future.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're still holding out. You're waiting for the right dip.
All right, let me hit these little points I've got here so I can get back to the thing. So what we got as far as new stuff, I don't really want to spoil all the surprises, but I suppose I've got okay, so limit orders, they're going to be out soon. We've got the back end part working great. We have our smart contracts ready. They just require some testing, so I'll be doing that over the next couple of days, and then we're going to be ready to deploy. It's going to be really fun because the limit orders are going to work across all 12 chains. So yeah, eat that 1 inch. So, and it's very easy for us to add more chains as they come in because we built everything we built. Like, I guess, I mean, there's other reasons why things take time, but part of the reason is we wanted to make sure that everything that we did build made it extremely easy for us to, continue just adding more and more, like more chains, more dexes and stuff like that, making sure that it's easy and fast. So that's going to be fun. Let's see. Yeah, and just showcasing the different chains and whatnot in general. Now that our bridge is working pretty well, we're probably going to remove the cap on the bridging, and then we're going to start moving to phase 1 because this is phase 0.5. So we're going to start moving to phase 1, which is being able to bridge native coins like Ether, BNB, stuff like that, and moving it across different chains. So that's going to be what's up next on the bridge, and with that, very shortly after, it's gonna be the phase 2, which is where you can, let's say you have SHIB on Ether and you want to buy some random shitcoin on Qcoin, you'll be able to directly swap your SHIB for that shitcoin on Qcoin community chain, or really any other chain, and it'll just do it for you automatically. It shows up on your wallet. Fucking great. So that's going to be very exciting. That's like the holy grail, and I think that we're gonna, the way it's working, I think ours is gonna be the best one out there, because I've played around with a lot of these exchanges that do cross, like, actually there really isn't, there's like maybe 2 direct cross chain swap um, dexes that I've seen, and they don't work well. I've really tried to make it work, and it just doesn't work. And if it does, the pairs are limited. I mean, you've got multichain.xyz, for example. I still don't understand how the fuck to use that thing. And it's I don't know if you can swap one token for, like, a token for a different one cross chain. I don't think so, but I think the bridging works. um, so yeah, we're gonna have that market cornered. um, and we have our widget for pocket swap ready. We just need to, we're adding what's it called, to just a dialog box to connect with not just MetaMask but also Wallet Connect. So the whole point of the widget is, and we have several projects that are interested, but basically it allows us to, it allows projects to have an exchange directly on their website. So, like, instead of them putting a button, "Hey, buy our token here," and it takes them to PancakeSwap or Uniswap, people can literally just buy right there. They connect their wallet and they would buy on their website directly. And yeah, it's cool. And yeah, I mean, it looks like it's from Pocket Swap. I mean, from RBX Exchange. So it is branded, but it's not like heavy unnecessary branding, but people will know that it's powered by RBX.
Well, and you can just kind of send that to whoever is buying.
Huh?
You can sell that to whoever is buying. You know,
Yeah.
everyone's worried about creating their own decks, and I'll go. I think that heat has kind of died off, but why
They've
create
realized how hard it fucking is
Yeah,
to have a real
unless
one.
I mean,
Yeah.
even if you're just forking something that already exists, it's still difficult.
Yeah. But
So,
I think it paid off for us, because I've seen a lot of dexes out there of projects that I have publicly commented on and that I think are good projects, and they have their decks out there, and the amount of users aren't very high because there aren't a lot of pairs, and that was always something that bothered me. Like, so I always wanted our decks to not just, yeah, like, we're going to list tokens, we have our leverage liquidity thing, we're going to list a bunch of projects, but at the same time, I don't want anybody that uses our decks to say, okay, well, now I'm going to go trade on Pancake, now I'm going to go do this. It's like, no, you could just do it all here, man. And I think a lot of people really like that they don't have to use anything else.
Well, and if the widget works as smooth as the Dex itself, then there's
It
no
does. It's
reason to.
directly, yeah. It's the same code. So like the widget, it basically pulls from the latest version that's live. So everything that you can do, it just puts the little box right on the person's or the project's website. So they would just put it wherever they want it to be, and it just works. It's so fucking cool. So I'm excited about that, and there's a whole bunch of other crap that I can't talk about. But it's pretty fun. Also, I don't know if I mentioned this last time. If you are a Web3 or JavaScript, or I don't know if I'll catch anybody like this, a Solidity dev, or at least want to learn, please reach out. We have a dev green room, I guess, where there's been some folks that have been interested in working on different things, learning and stuff like that. So the idea is that we have a nice pool of people that get to work on code and learn and stuff like that. And then as they get better, we can upgrade them to, being part of the dev team and stuff like that. So if you are interested at all in any of this, please reach out and we'll get you onboarded. Um, but yeah, that's all I got. And
What do you think? This is Indeed?
huh?
Is this
Up, man.
Indeed?
I just need people. I need more bodies.
You need code bodies. You need
I need code bodies. Like the stuff that I'm working on here. Yeah, I want it out soon. So
all right. Well, that's no, I know you've always got something you're working on. It's just you get distracted, man.
me,
I'm glad we can provide the service of recentering, refocusing the Psycore.
Yeah, I've been exclusively focused on RBX now, which actually has done great for the project. Who would have known? I still give people advice, and
we would have known.
Yeah, I know.
Us.
Yeah,
us.
Yeah. So yeah, that's why I'm basically not taking on any other projects to help with them, with their stuff, unless it's like super simple and I can just tell them. But yeah,
or you've already got the code ready to go and that kind of stuff.
If even man, like I just get so like the thing is when I start working, when I try to help them, like I get really involved, and that's not good, especially with our release schedule. There's the opportunity cost is just too high. So, but yeah, no, I think I'm happy with the pace that we're at and whatnot.
All right. Well, so again, pretty light one on the RocketCast front. Biggie, you got any closing words that aren't going to make me edit them out?
No, man. Glad Cy could stop by today.
It's been a while.
Fucking, as I said before, Hex is trash and Shiva is trash. Fucking, if you buy RBX today, you're basically investing in a fucking Link a year ago. So
not even a year ago, more than that.
Not even a year ago, yeah. No
yeah,
shit.
more than that.
Live Coin Watch. If you want to up your game, hit us up.
If you want to add a decentralized exchange widget to your interface, hit us up.
Let's do this.
Yeah. You can trade. You can trade that one.
You can trade them all, big or small.
One. No, screw that one. We don't want that. That one. So the majority of the top 20 you can trade on our decks.
What do you mean? Top 20 what?
You can trade them.
Market caps.
You can trade anything on our decks.
Well, that too, but
Well, no, what like I'm saying, like if it doesn't show up on the list, you just put in the contract address.
Oh
Actually,
shit.
you can actually, yeah, dude, really?
Yeah, dude. Well, no, I knew that.
Oh,
But I thought it was just the 12.
the,
The
Aren't there?
12 chains.
just
Yes.
12
Yes,
chains, he
just the
says.
top. Just the well, just. It's never enough for me.
No.
It's never enough. You should know this.
Well, where's the top? Do you have a listing of the chains? I mean, as far as
Yes,
EVM chains, I think I've got them all, almost all of them. I
I
think
think
Thunder
you
Core is
might
the only one
actually.
that's missing, but that's because they're the decks that's on Thunder Core. Um, they decided to go with a. It's actually the exact. It's a Uniswap fork, but they changed the name of all the fucking functions. Just, so it's like really,
So they
So I
just
have to.
they Google translated it to a different coding language.
Yeah, they basically search and replaced all the commands, and it's not like Thunder Core buy. No, it was just like one of the functions is get amounts out. So then they change it to get token amounts out, and it's like you've done nothing. You contributed nothing to this code. All you did was make it non-standard.
I have a feeling what that was is they got fucking had by some fucking dev that they paid a lot of money to. And they're
Oh
like,
yeah,
yeah, dude, look at all this shit I changed. And they're like, oh, yeah, okay. We'll just fucking pay you, you know? Yeah, okay.
The only one I'm seeing here that isn't on our list is Kronos, but it's not launched yet, so that would be a good excuse.
yeah.
As of a week ago, it's not out yet. So why can't I trade on the non-existent EVM change, Si?
No, just kill me now.
What is good enough for me? Tell me that.
Oh, wait. Didn't we put up a warning too on our desk?
Oh
on our
yeah,
decks?
that was a nice little interesting morning drama.
Yeah.
I don't think we
Someone
want to call him out directly, but
No. I don't even know if I want to talk about it. But the good now there is a warning if you're so one of the things I think I might have mentioned it earlier in the show, um, the not slippage, price impact, um, was to me that's always really important because if I ever have to sell any tokens, I usually don't. You can look at my wallet; it's public, and it's just a whole collection of dusty ass tokens just laying there. I just don't sell them. I always feel bad, but if I ever have to, I always make sure the price impact is like 0.5 or 1%, and I can't really do that, or I wasn't able to do that on our exchange, RB exchange, our decks, because it didn't show it. So I basically spent all of yesterday. Well, yesterday was Sunday. It probably 4 or 5 hours just putting it together, and so now you can see the price impact on there, which is great. So that part is really important because of situations where, especially with the auto slippage, the auto slippage will just make sure your trade goes through. It'll tell you what slippage it's using at the end, which is good. But if for some reason your slippage is your price impact is too high, now you have a warning. So it'll actually pop up an alert box and say, "Hey, your price impact is greater than 20%." Um, Actually, I think the cutoff I bumped it up a little bit to 25%. But yeah, so I think it's a bit safer for people. I mean, you should be kind of looking anyway.
you should be looking where you're throwing your money.
Yeah, it's yeah, it's displayed in red, the price impact, but whatever. And it sucks, but now hopefully that'll help. We try. I really gotta go.
All right, man. Well,
Yeah.
we're gonna call this one good anyway.
Okay. Cool.
But thanks for coming on. I know it's been a while.
Yeah.
But
No, it's always fun, and I always listen to them, so that's great. And
Sure you do. Sure you do.
I do.
There will be a quiz after this recording.
He's full of shit.
Whatever.
He is full of shit.
Ah.
All right, bye, Cy.
Love you.
Love you too, buddy. Do I have to keep this connected? Yeah.